In 2025, a major shift is happening. Canadians are no longer visiting the US like they used to, and the numbers prove it. Road trips are down 32%, air travel has plunged over 70%, and nearly 900,000 fewer visits happened in just 1 month. With over $20 billion in Canadian tourism once flowing into the US each year, this sudden slowdown is hitting hard. Today, we're looking at 7 US states already feeling the impact, and why this trend could reshape cross-border travel for years to come. Number 1. Florida. Florida has always been a favorite for Canadian travelers. The warm climate, world-famous beaches, and family attractions made it the perfect place to escape the long Canadian winter. In 2024, nearly 4 million Canadians visited Florida. They brought in an estimated $6 billion in tourism revenue, spending on hotels, restaurants, theme parks, golf courses, and real estate. Florida even earned a nickname, Canada's 11th province. But that title might be slipping away in 2025. Trips from Canada are down by over 30%, and bookings for flights into Florida have fallen by more than 70%. Beachfront hotels are reporting more empty rooms than usual. Resorts that once had waiting lists for Canadian golfers are now offering big discounts. Even the real estate market, especially in areas popular with Canadian snowbirds, is cooling off. Tourism is a massive part of Florida's economy, employing over 1.6 million people. A long-term drop in visitors from Canada could threaten tens of thousands of those jobs. One Florida tourism executive summed it up. "This isn't just about tourism anymore, it touches everything." Florida's once bustling winter season is starting to feel strangely quiet. Number 2, New York. New York has always had a special relationship with its northern neighbor. Cities like Buffalo and Niagara Falls are built on cross-border culture, where Canadian day trippers, shoppers, and families made up a big part of local life. But things look different in 2025. In some regions, border crossings are down over 23% compared to last year. Shops near the Canadian border are seeing fewer customers and slower weekends. Even attractions in Niagara Falls that used to overflow with Canadian tourists are now quieter. The slowdown doesn't stop there. Canadian visitors used to contribute around $600 million to New York City's tourism sector alone. If this trend continues, experts warn that New York and other states could lose billions in tourism revenue and thousands of jobs. A tour company owner in Buffalo said it clearly, "I've lost more than half my business since Canadian groups stopped coming." In a state where Canadian visitors once played such a key role, the sudden drop is more than just economic, it's cultural too. Number 3, Nevada. Las Vegas has long been a playground for Canadian travelers. The lights, casinos, shows, and nightlife were a reliable escape, especially during the long Canadian winters. In 2024, over 1.5 million Canadians visited Nevada, most heading to Las Vegas. Their spending supported not only hotels and casinos, but also restaurants, retail shops, and entertainment venues. Now in 2025, things have shifted. Canadian bookings to Las Vegas are sharply down. Airlines are cutting back direct flights. Resorts are seeing lower occupancy during times when Canadians once filled the gap between big conventions and holidays. Tourism fuels nearly 1/3 of all jobs in Las Vegas. When a major visitor group like Canadians starts to disappear, the impact spreads, hitting everyone from show performers to housekeeping staff. As one hotel manager put it, Vegas was built to entertain. But when people stop showing up, the whole city feels it. Number 4, California. California's beauty and variety have always attracted Canadians, from surfers in San Diego to shoppers in Beverly Hills and adventure seekers in San Francisco and Yosemite. In 2024, Canadians made up nearly 15% of all international travelers to California. They brought in billions in spending across tourism hotspots. But this year, that reliable flow of visitors is slowing. Luxury brands in Los Angeles are seeing a dip in international purchases. Coastal hotels are having trouble filling rooms. Even Disneyland and other theme parks are seeing fewer Canadian families through the gates. A store manager in Beverly Hills put it this way: "We used to rely on Canadian customers. Now it's like they've disappeared." Tourism in California supports over 1 million jobs. A decline in Canadian visitors could have long-term effects, especially in cities that count on seasonal spikes. The Golden State is still shining, but it's not glowing quite as brightly without its Canadian fans. Number 5, Arizona. Arizona has been a second home for many Canadians. Each winter, Thousands of retirees and families came down to escape the snow and enjoy sunny communities in Phoenix, Tucson, and beyond. They didn't just vacation, they became part of local life. Canadians bought homes, joined golf clubs, attended community events, and supported small businesses. But this snowbird tradition is facing a tough year. In 2025, seasonal rentals are down. Golf courses are less busy. Community centers that once welcomed Canadians with open arms are seeing fewer new faces. Real estate agents who sold homes to Canadian buyers every year are now reporting a lack of interest. Arizona earns over $3 billion annually from tourism, and Canadians make up a big part of that. Their absence doesn't just impact tourism. It affects healthcare providers, grocery stores, and local service workers. One community leader said, "We're not just losing visitors, we're losing friends, neighbors, and community spirit." Number 6, Michigan. In Michigan, the bond with Canada is built on more than just tourism. It's everyday life. Cross-border travel is part of the rhythm. Canadians coming to shop, attend sports games, or just visit for a meal. Detroit, Port Huron, and Sault Ste. Marie all benefit from this close relationship. But in 2025, fewer people are crossing that line. In 2024, over 3.6 million vehicles entered the U.S. through Michigan from Canada, about 28% of all U.S. border entries. But this year, traffic has dropped sharply. Local businesses are reporting softer sales. Sporting events, concerts, and festivals are seeing smaller turnouts. The popular day trip economy is fading fast. A small business owner near the border said, "We planned everything around Canadian customers. Without them, we're struggling to stay afloat." Michigan is now facing the difficult reality of life without the steady presence of its northern neighbors. Number 7, Washington. The state of Washington, especially the small towns near the Canadian border like Blaine and Bellingham, once relied heavily on Canadian shoppers and visitors from nearby British Columbia. Canadians came for groceries, gas, weekend getaways, and family visits. In 2024, over 3.2 million vehicles entered through Washington's border points, and places like Blaine saw some of the highest traffic in the country. But in 2025, the scene has changed. Gas stations near the border are seeing big drops in sales. Outlet malls that were designed to serve Canadian shoppers are now half empty. Even local markets and town events are struggling to draw crowds. A resident of Blaine shared their feelings. "It's like waking up in a different town. Half the life and energy is just gone." For towns already operating on tight margins, this change isn't just a dip, it's a crisis. This isn't only about fewer tourists or slower seasons. The Canadian retreat from U.S. travel in 2025 reflects something deeper. It signals a change in habits, feelings, and trust between two countries that have always been more than just neighbors. For decades, the U.S.-Canada border symbolized one of the world's strongest friendships. Easy travel, shared values, and mutual support kept people connected. But now, even that connection seems to be loosening. The economic fallout could last for years. Experts say even a 10% decline in Canadian travel might cost the U.S. over $2 billion and up to 14,000 jobs. And as we've seen, it's already hitting hard in some places. But the emotional loss may be just as significant. Canadians didn't just visit. They formed bonds with cities, businesses, and communities. Their absence is more than missing dollars. It's missing neighbors. Can these ties be rebuilt? Will Canadian visitors return in large numbers? Or has the experience of 2025 changed the relationship for good? Only time will tell. But what's clear right now is this. From Florida to Washington, the United States is feeling the quiet but powerful impact of Canadians staying home. Have you noticed the change where you live? Are the streets a little quieter? Are favorite places missing familiar faces? We'd love to hear your stories. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth insights into global trends that are shaping our future. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.